This is an introduction to multiplying fractions with generic rectangles. Just to remind you that the answer to a multiplication problem is called a product. So you might be hearing that word. So product is just the answer to a multiplication question. So here we are, we're looking at 1/4 times 2/3. And we actually start with the second fraction, and the reason we do that is because you need to understand what this means. So this means of. So I'm taking 1/4 of 2/3. So I need to start with the 2/3 part first because I'm going to take 1/4 of it. So I'm going to first start with the denominator and I'm going to make my fraction into thirds. So I have basically, thirds. And then I'm going to do the second part, which is I'm going to take 2/3 of it. And then now that I've got my 2/3, I'm going to start thinking I want to take 1/4 of it. But in order to do 1/4 of it, I need to, my step 3 is break things into fourths. So I'm going to take my 2/3 and I'm doing, once again, I'm doing 1/4 of 2/3. So I have the 2/3, that's here. And now I'm going to break it into fourths so that I can then take 1/4 of it. So that's step 3, is breaking it into fourths. Step 4 is I'm going to take 1/4 of the 2/3. So here's the 1 of the 4 rows. And then my answer, and once again, the answer to multiplication is called the product. The product is the area that is double shaded. So for this problem, it's this amount right there. So there are 2 of, and this is whatever, so 3 by 4, there's a total of 12 spaces. And so my answer is the double shaded area, which is 2/12. And then, and once again, if you had done it the other way, you would just multiply the numerator times the numerator, 2 denominator times denominator, 12. But that's kind of visually what that means is I'm taking 1/4 of the 2/3. And then the last step is we just want to see, can I take that fraction, 2/12, and can I reduce it? And yes, I can see that there's a common factor of 2. So I'm going to basically divide by a fraction equal to 1. So whenever I divide by 1, I still get the same amount. And the factor that I see that goes into both of those is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So my final answer is 1/6.